I would like to say thank you very much for accepting our invitation, for asking you some questions. First, I would ask you, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me with you. I'm Regina de Dominicis. I'm working for UNICEF and the representative in Morocco. But today I'm here to represent the colleague of the United Nations system for what it concerns the participation of children and young people around the SDGs.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So is it the first time that children have been consulted to debate such important matters in UNICEF history?
No, in UNICEF history we have a really very good example of participation. So around the globe we work in more than 160 countries and we have a lot of experience in dealing with children and young people and making their voice heard and their right also being taken into consideration from their point of view. However, in the Morocco, it's something that we are starting to do more frequently recently, especially when we prioritize our action or our support to the government policy, or when we plan at local level, we try to get the involvement of children and young people on board more systematically. I may give you some example. We have done it together with the Ministry of Social Development when it comes to la politique intégrée de protection de l'enfance, so the integrated child protection policy. We had heard 600 children and young people around Morocco. And we try always to pay attention to have a balance and a real representation. So to having you coming from different parts of the country, of course gender balance, as we can see around this table, and also socio-economic status, to integrate together with us children with disability or children and young people that come from the migrant community.
Do you think that children with their opinion can influence decisions made by experts in this field which take many years of experience?
Thank you for the very good question. I think one big difference between the Millennium Development Goal and the SDGs is that the participation was much bigger during the Sustainable Development Goal discussion, and perhaps this came out of the briefing. They are universal objective, and they saw the involvement of the community and children and young people, especially with the internet platform that allowed for a connection, very often supported by civil society, NGOs or associations like yours. So definitely already in the setup and the choice of this goal, participation is there. It's very important to assure that this participation continue on time, to track and monitor together if the government are really delivering upon their promises. But as we were discussing this morning, it's very important to understand that the Sustainable Development Goal, each of us can contribute. We are here to make governments accountable, but we also have a responsibility as a citizens and as individuals to deliver against them.
Yes. So it's Miss Regina, it's still one question before I finish our review. In your opinion, how do you see the world if these goals become true? The goals of the sustainable development?
Well, as I was saying to you this morning, I mean, there are one bad news and one good news. Yeah. The bad news is how the world is now. It cannot be worse. I mean, I hope it will not be worse. There are still millions of people that are left behind. There is still huge poverty. There are more natural catastrophes. There are more wars that, in the last 10 or 20 years. I can say that the United Nations are working in many countries, and our presence is very complementary in terms of mandate and what we can deliver. But as I said, there is this important goal of partnership and this need to do it together. And the good news is that we have a choice, and we need to plan something that is realistic. And that's why it's very important that countries are requested to prioritize. It's wonderful that the Kingdom of Morocco has decided to be amongst the first 22 states that will show in July in New York, and including your own opinion and your own thinking, how it intends to prioritize to really be able to deliver. What is underpinning the idea of something that can be very real and not a dream is a monitoring system that works. So we need data, we need statistics, we need to set up a baseline when we don't have them, and we need to be able to measure on time. If this will happen, I think that in some area we can really achieve this goal, lifting, for instance, mortality. Definitely already the Millennium Development Goal have helped to bring a lot of people out of poverty, so this is feasible, and try to adopt more sustainable development models, and also in the way we consume, in the way we act towards our planet and our environment. These things will help. Having education as one of the fundamental pillars. It's not because we are UNICEF and you are younger people, but we need to start early. Early childhood is very, very important. And if the country decides to increase budget and allocation in health and in education, this will help to cover a lot of gaps. An educated child, and it will become an educated young citizens, and it will become hopefully somebody successful and sensitive to his environment.
Yes. So thank you very much for giving us a little from your time. Thank you very much.
Can I myself thank you? It was wonderful this morning, and we were very impressed by the participation and the high level of engagement and interest. And I think this group in particular had a very good preparation, so we really enjoyed to have you with us. Thank you, and we hope we will continue to exchange.
Sorry, Petra has a question for you.
Please, can you give us a last word for Alfetra magazine? So we would like to, what you can tell for all children that are with us in Alfetra Unity.
Well, I had the chance this morning to see and to go through the work you have done in terms of picture, videos, site activities, and I'm really very much impressed. I had the chance to speak with the Secretary General of the Rabita in the last 2 months, and actually perhaps I can give you a news and anticipate it and break it through your journal and through your media, that we are about to conclude a memorandum of cooperation to strengthen our work together, especially in story writing, story drawing, and also some instructive video games for children and young people. So you have the first news before it happens.
Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.